we continue to discuss the qualities of political leaders, and this is from the articles of a person called Kevin DeYoung. This is from a pastoral perspective, and I'm glad I have identified with this, and I know it's not just about the wisdom and understanding, but if you want to choose for a political leader that will not disappoint you, that political leader must be given to justice. Now, justice, according to Proverbs 29 and verse number 4, means two things. Number one, it first means that as a political leader, you do not give favorable treatment to people because of their social status. You know, there are people who only can want to favor the people because they are rich. But if you are a leader, remember, a majority of people who may vote for you may not be that wealthy anyways. So you need to be a person given to justice, because if you are a just, then you cannot have favorable treatment on some of your constituents. If a king faithfully judges the poor, his throne will be established forever. Think about that, and especially those who occupy the high offices. If a king faithfully judges the poor, his throne will be established forever. That is Proverbs 29, verse number 14. Now, this doesn't mean the governing authorities should rig the system in favor of the poor, but it's just that they are going to be committed to fair judgment. The king must never sin in his judgment. And this means if a king will not sin in his judgment, is that his judgment will be informed by the truth. He must always employ a just balance. The king must never, again, we talk about a just balance is in the scales. You cannot be a responsible potential leader if you can use a weighing machine that cheats on your customers. And that's where it comes about employing a just balance and a fair scale. Proverbs 16:11. But the king should be aware that those at the bottom, economically and culturally, are often treated unfairly, so that you can choose that you're going to treat them with fairness. Now, the king should open his mouth for the rights of those who are in destitution. Proverbs 31:8. He should judge righteously and defend the rights of the poor and needy. Proverbs 31:9. All this is the wealth that is there in the book of Proverbs that talks about leadership. Now, we see there are two things. Now, the second thing, when political leaders rule by justice, they punish wrongdoers. They punish wrongdoers. You don't know, the word of God tells us so clearly that the king does not hold the sword in vain, meaning that he can execute evildoers. And we need to understand that it is very, very variable by all standards for those that aspire to offices of leadership must be given to justice and must be, it says that a good king shines favor upon the righteous, but is a messenger of death to the wicked. That's Proverbs 16, verse 14 and 15. A wise king winnows the wicked and drives the wheel over them. The wicked fear the king because he is a terror to those who do the wrong things. How about that? That if you really are living right, it's very, very interesting, some of the observations that we keep getting from time to time. I remember sitting down with somebody who is senior, with one of the arms of the government. They were saying that sometimes people think they are very foolish because they refuse to take bribes. They say now, why do and listen, our country and many countries in the world continue to ravage in serious economic crisis just because of a few people who abuse their offices to amass a lot of wealth that could bring a lot of changes and solutions to those people who are expecting to draw from the wisdom and the justice of the ruler. So it is also important that the leader, who is the leader, leads consistently with those aspects that we are defining as becoming just. And justice is justice, and there are no double standards. And when something is not just, then it is not just. It cannot be, there's no middle line in whether something is right or wrong, or whether something is just or unjust. And I want to say that in every community, we need leaders who are given to justice, so that when you have to sort out between matters of two dissenting opinion, or rather opinions that are not agreeable, you can use wisdom to be able to point out what you believe is the right direction. And I like that his favor is like the dew, but his wrath is like the roaring of a lion. Proverbs 19:12. The just leader in Proverbs is the one who upholds the rule of law, ensuring that the weak are not mistreated, and insisting that evildoers be punished. That is also justice. Sometimes we are in this country and some countries also around the world where people can always want to get away with the wicked things. And we thank God because we have a very, very clear intention about bringing out what is factual and what is proper for the purpose of shaping the minds of the Kenyan people as they go to the polls. And in my view, it really doesn't matter what political party one is standing for, as long as our objective is realized in what we desire to do as people who are given to justice, because justice becomes a fundamental principle that has to be appreciated, because it is what informs the decision of a leader, that he will be just not only to the rich, but just to the poor. He will have a balance that is informed by some of the other qualities of wisdom and understanding, so that he rules that which is considered ruling justly. So that's my appeal to you, those that follow this conversation, and I pray that you will be fully persuaded, because this is not just about the leaders, because even you yourself are a leader. Maybe at home you are a leader, in a school you are a leader, in an institution. It is still goes the same. You need to develop these qualities. God bless you as you continue to follow this conversation.